What up, what up? NFT. Elijah Salasui. Soft boxing in the house. Marcus Nelson.
Yo. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. How are you?
Benny boy!
Not too bad, not too bad. Yo. How's things?
Cool, mate. What's happening, brother?
Not much. Finally staying up late enough to have a chat with you boys.
I'm surprised you're not in bed.
This is a big night for me these days.
You're getting old, kid.
No, it's all the breath work he's doing to centre himself after a hectic day in Sydney.
That's it.
He has a nap from 12 to 3 o'clock every day.
I fucking do. It's not a joke.
Yeah, but he's got to centre himself. There's a lot of toxic energy in Sydney, mate.
We got Sydney down pat, brother. We got it covered.
Real housewives of Sydney, you two.
Yeah.
100%.
All right, what's going on? We're just gonna kick off, or are we gonna wait for the Matador? He reckons he's kicking in at 7:30.
You're the boss, mate. You tell us.
I am indeed. Elijah Salasui. Wait a minute. All right, yep. NFTs, love these shows. Keep up the work, legends. Thank you. Action Jackson, Timmy Ashworth. All right, we got a few there. Ricky Sherbert, what a great night of fights. The Queen never left. Mate, plenty going on. Oop, where are we?
How good were the fights last night? That was hectic, wasn't it? Good night of fights, man.
Good night of fights.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Okay, so we started the night off with Jake Wiley, Patrick Clark. You boys didn't see that, did you? That wasn't televised, was it? Okay.
No.
So Jake Wiley, now trained out of Fortitude Boxing with Luke Meldon, Steve Della, formerly in Warwick with Damien Lawler, managed still by Brendan Smith. Late notice fight against the Pride of Palm Island, Patrick Clark. Jake, 6-0, probably best known for his fight against Dana Coolwell, where he got the Australian lightweight title. They've moved him now to super light. So many just jumping off, trying to keep up with all the comments and moving. All right. And Patrick Clark also has changed trainers. He was with Benny Williams in the Sunshine Coast, Sweet Science Boxing. Paddy Clark, Jake Wiley. Jakey struggled with the weight cut the day before. That was evident. Patrick Clark absolutely throwing bombs in the first round. Jake getting the stoppage in 1 minute 42 in the fourth. It was only a 5-rounder. But Patrick Clark thought he had a little bit more left in him. He thought it was stopped a little bit early. Tony Kettlewell, good referee, but there's two calls for that in last night's fight. That was last night's lot of fights. That's the first one. But look, I'm not a referee. I'm not a judge. I don't want to get into that too much. But Jakey Wiley got the win in the end. But tough fight, tough first couple of rounds. But he regained, found his mark. The worst part of it was his sister is with Stevie Spark, and she was in the crowd with her mum. And she's like, "Can you talk to?" What's going on with you, like? And she's like, "Can you talk to Mum and tell her that she's got nothing to worry about?" I'm like, "Oh, Jake's right. Paddy Clark's gonna come out. It's gonna be great, But Jakey should be fine, rah rah." Then the first round happened, and Jake Wiley's like, "My mum's never gonna talk to you ever again." I was like, "Oh." But it was a good fight. So that started the night. After that, superstar in the making, Ella Boot in her second fight. Against Stephanie Fwong, hard to say. Apparently Stephanie beat Sky in the amateurs. When Ella weighed in, Ella was 4.5 kilograms lighter than her at the weigh-in.
Big
So
girl.
she came up, she did. Not only is Stephanie a big girl, Ella came up 3 divisions to get a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Peter
Okay,
Matrevsky was there. Skinny, you know a little bit about her. She's sponsored by Powerbox. She's got a big following, behind her. What do you think about her?
Oh, I was like, she fought a completely different style to her first fight. Her first fight, she went out there swinging haymakers and took a lot of risks. I think she knew last night that she was fighting a big girl. It was a pretty dangerous girl. Barry Michael trains her. She's a good, decent amateur girl. She was 1-0 as a pro, and you've seen the size difference. So she was more conservative yesterday. She was safe. She won the fight comfortably, but she fought safe. Unlike her first fight was crazy.
Would you put her first fight down to nerves and being a TV fight for a first outing?
Yeah, I think nerves more than anything, because she came out like a windmill, man. She threw like 300 punches in those 3 rounds or 4 rounds, whatever they were. She had a high work rate, completely different to yesterday's fight.
Yeah. Shout out to Huda Kush, Trenny Boy, Isaac Hardman's in the comment section as well. Shout out to Hone Hooney, he's in the comment section as well. What do you think about it, Sava?
Yeah, I think Ella was out of sorts for her debut. She was a really, really good amateur. She was super loose and had great angles as an amateur. I watched her a lot of times as an amateur. Her first fight, I think it was more like there's this weird like stereotype that you need to really change your style to be a professional boxer. And Alice I think she had that in her mind, that she had to fight like a professional boxer and sort of plant and bang, and that's not what she's about. And this fight, I felt like she got the balance right. Like, she still had the good angles and the amateur class, but she was more settled and more controlled in her picking her shots. And I feel like she really came into her own last night. I was really impressed with her.
I was very impressed with her across the board. Tough fight. Stephanie's a good girl as well. Ella, a good girl. But the way Ella conducted herself and her team, both girls actually, the way they conducted themselves in the lead up with media, right the way through, you expect big things out of Ella Boot. I'm telling you right now, you're going to see a lot more of her. No Limit, obviously, behind her. They're backing her. The girls are professional in and out of the ring. Johnny Lewis keeps a close eye on her. You know that skin. She's got good people in the background. Peter Matrevsky, you know, David, the trainer, Cronulla Strength, looking after her as well. Good team.
Well, the boys at BDS, they gave her a job. She works in a boxing gym in the evenings. She's doing a lot of good things. Isn't she your cousin, Benny? Isn't she from Essex, out your way?
She's indeed, yeah. Yeah. She's a good girl.
Shout out to number 11 in the world at the moment, Liam Wilson, across the board on BoxRec. And man, what a fight last night. We're going to get to that one. We're going to talk to him about that one. Liam, if you want to jump in before Jayde jumps on, you can jump on and we'll have a talk to you. But yeah, Ella Boot, keep an eye out for her. Great things happening there. From there, the fight, I thought, which could have been the fight of the night, just because you like to pick a dark horse in this kind of thing, Benjamin Hussein, Wes Kappa. Now, I've said for a while that Benny Hussein fights to the level of his opponents. And as soon as the fight finished, he jumped out. He's run up to me. He's like, Rob, you said that. I heard you say that. You're right. You know it. You picked it. I thought that was a great matchup to see Benny's skills. Obviously, Wes been out of the ring for a while. Wes 22, 4-1. No slouch coming out of WA. Benny Hussein on his 6th fight. So that was a really good one. That was a great fight. What did you think of that one, Benny?
Yeah, it was a mad fight. The thing is with Benny Hussein, he's a mad talent, but he also makes a lot of mistakes. So you're constantly on edge every time he's fighting. Like he lifts his chin up and he squares up on the ropes, but he's got crazy good reflexes and he gets away with a lot of things. But it makes for superb watching. Yeah, I was impressed, man. He's very athletic.
Do you think when he's coming in a little chin high, do you think that's because he is 6'2" and he's always facing smaller opponents?
Well, that's a bit of a misconception, because his arms don't change length if he sits an inch shorter. Like he can still have his chin down and box. Like, tall boxers don't need to stand tall to get their chin out the way. They can still but I mean, mate, he was good. He was good. I don't want to make it sound like a negative. I think it just makes him exciting because he does look vulnerable. But,
91 amateur fights. What do you think, Skin? You've cornered him before. You've seen the kid. He's done many rounds with Tim Zhu. Apparently, they're amazing rounds in sparring, and the rounds he does with Paulo Acusa apparently are amazing as well.
No, I heard he's phenomenal in sparring. In fights, he does like he's a trainer's nightmare in a fight. But you clinch in your corner. He makes a lot of mistakes. He fought as a southpaw yesterday, and he looked very flat-footed as a southpaw. He wasn't as smooth. I don't know why he went southpaw unless he had a busted hand, but the majority of the fight was as a southpaw yesterday. When he switched to orthodox, he looked more fluent. The jab was pumping out. Whereas the southpaw, he looked like he was pouring with the punches. But he had West Kappa covered, you know. West is a tough guy. He's a hard guy to get out of there, and he won majority of the rounds. Like he might have won 6 rounds yesterday.
Mate, I loved seeing him show up. I thought he showed up. I thought he did it pretty well. I thought he did it relatively easy. I liked watching him switch from orthodox.
Yeah. I think he's just in there having a good time. I think he just plays and does different things. He just looks like he absolutely has a ball in there. I swear sometimes it's more about him having fun and doing what he wants to do and enjoying himself than it is about I don't think it was a tactical choice to switch southpaw. I think it's that's what I want to do now. I'll just do it. Yeah. I think that's how mind works. He's a little bit just as I go, I'll do this next, and just does it and gets away with it.
Well, from that, he's now got himself an IBO regional belt at middleweight. He usually boxes at super welter, so we'll see how he goes at middleweight now. Steve Scanlan, his manager there, trained out of All-Star Boxing by Benny Harrington. Benny Hussein, I reckon, going to do great things, the hype beast. I'm pretty happy with his performance. It was great to see him show up. Good to see get him to a chance to put his skills on display. And because we all know how good the kid is, so it was good to see him show up.
There's some really good fights for him at super welter as well. The winner of Cohen, Joel Camilleri, Danilo Creati. There's some real good fights down the line that we can look forward to as well. So hopefully we get to see some of them.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be good. There's some good fights there, Skin. Some good names.
Joel versus Joe Camilleri, or the winner in that fight, will be a great fight. If it's a bit too soon, a bit too much experience for him, but surely he's a good test for both of them guys.
I like the Danilo Creati idea, Benny.
Yeah, that's a hectic fight. It might not make for great viewing. It might be a super cagey, awkward fight, but it'd be good. It'd be a technician fight, a purist fight. I'd like to see it.
What's Mirko Pizzi walk around out of Bondi Boxing? Tony Delvecchio's. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he's a welterweight though. I think he gets down to welter.
All right.
Yeah.
I knew he was.
I think he goes to welter.
I knew he was around there somewhere, but there are some great fights with some good boys in and around there. From there, we move right into, Shotgun, Shannon O'Connell, Sarah Higginson. Sarah Higginson, great girl. Her recent outing was against Taylor Robinson. I want to say, geez, it wasn't too long ago. What was that? That was Goodall Hooney undercard.
No, it wasn't on the
So that was...
No, Cambosis.
Cambosis. Yeah, so that makes it in June, early part of June. Yeah.
So what's that, 4 weeks ago?
Yeah. So good on her for turning around and coming straight back in, going the rounds there with Taylor Robinson. No slouch there. Look, everyone knew that she was not a bantamweight. She's super fly. But she's got a big heart on her. She showed up. Coming out of Perth again, managed by Tolge. She had H in her corner and Big Riggs out of Perth as well. Shannon O'Connell now out of the boxing shop with Gareth and Shara. Coming back after a massive shoulder surgery. One of the bits of cartilage they pulled out of Shannon's shoulder was the size of a 20-cent piece.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, and that was one of 3. Really quickly, shout out to Dreamtime 89. Mate, congratulations on your retirement. Absolute legend.
Who's Dreamtime?
That
TC
is
Priestley.
TC Priestley.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was shocked he didn't
Yeah.
defend well. There's good fights out there for him.
Mate, his
Yeah,
last
and he's
fight,
always been good fight.
his last fight against Abe Archibald in Canberra. Oh, what a crowd pleasing fight! It was so good. And it was, yeah. So shout out to you. Oh, he's in the comment section saying, thanks, mate. Absolute legend. Congratulations on your career, TC Priestley. Great guy, absolute legend of the game, and great to see him get that Australian title in Canberra, I want to say last year. It might have even been a year before.
I was going to say, it's probably a couple of years ago now.
On the Brock and the kid from Melbourne.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was a rematch.
No,
A rematch. I think he lost to the guy previously, did he?
Ben, no, not Abe Archibald. It was Ben Dencio. Sorry, it was Ben Dencio.
Yeah,
Thanks for clearing that one up. Yeah, and that I'm pretty sure that was Brock North Beauchamp.
Fort Mark.
Yeah.
Was it Beauchamp or the Melbourne guy?
Yeah, Mark Schleves.
Schleves, yeah. One of them.
No, I think it was North Beauchamps. But TC will let us know in the comment section. From there, like we said, Shannon O'Connell. Wow, what'd you think, Skin?
Yeah, but she's a beast. You knew from the get-go, but Shannon took a lot of risks. Look, she was very reckless, Shannon, I thought. She had she was swinging from the get-go. She came out with no jab, just right hooks, left hooks, right uppercuts. Like Shannon sort of knew that she was going to get the girl out of there. And Shannon and Taylor, completely different style. Taylor's more of a boxer, fleet-footed. Shannon tries to hurt you. She's a beast, bro. She's a beast.
What do you think,
She's scary.
Sala?
Yeah, exactly the same. Like, I think fair play to the other girl for having a crack. I think Shannon was struggling to get an opponent. She stepped up to the job. But Shannon had no intention of carrying her or making a sparring session of it. She wanted to come back. She's got a strong mentality, and she was like, nah, let's get this over and done with as soon as possible. So that's exactly what she did. She looked good. She was letting both hands go, so there's obviously no shoulder issue there anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, onwards and upwards for her.
Shout out to Alfred DiCarlo. Go, Skin.
Can she fight Ebony on the Liam Pyre and Brock undercard? Like,
That'd be sick.
Coming out, Matchroom look after Ebony. You know, I'm sure.
No. I spoke to Ed. No, I spoke to Eddie. He said that Ebony's going to fight again in England first. And that is, I can't remember which undercard that's going to be, but that'll be around the same time in England. But shout out to Alfred DiCarlo's in the comment section. He's sent Liam Pyro over to America to start his camp before he faces Brock Jarvis sometime in September as well. So that is going to be an absolutely cracking domestic fight, that one.
100%.
Oh.
That's
Crazy good fight.
beauty.
Crazy good fight.
That fucking go both ways. You can go two ways, bro. You know?
Get the popcorn. Get the popcorn. Oh, my God. It's going to be amazing. Yeah.
No, I don't think anyone's convinced they know the answer about who's going to win either. Everyone I speak to, every single person might make a prediction, but you can tell nobody knows. It's a fight. It's a real pick and fight. Like no one knows. No one's sort of got a strong idea of how it's going to play out.
I'm gonna take Jeff's mentality of fighters. Jeff has always told me a good big man's gonna beat a good small man. So on that basis, Liam Pyro wins a fight. On Jeff's logic,
Brock's bigger. Brock's bigger than Liam Pyro.
Never fought. No, he's not bigger. The bigger guy is Liam. Liam's always fought just because he's taller. But I'm talking weight. We're talking about a bloke that started at flyweight.
Yeah, he started at flyweight, but he walks around at 75 kilos now.
It doesn't matter. Tommy Stearns was never bigger than Marvin Hagler. Maybe in height, but never in size, in mass.
Well, I don't know, mate.
Get him, Sava.
Mate, Duran.
I don't know about that, mate.
Duran won more titles at middleweight, but he wasn't bigger than Iron Barkley. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I know. And he didn't look bigger, but to me, like, Brock looks fucking huge. Huge. Every time I see him, I'm like, how did he make those weight divisions? He is enormous.
Brock is fucking massive.
He's massive, isn't he?
He's bigger than me and 2% body fat.
Yeah.
We welcome
crazy.
the Matador to the Go Live. Speaking of Matt, that head do, I'm glad you put a beanie on it. Oh my God. Will you kill that ring count timer?
Oh, fuck.
True.
Sorry. Just finished training.
Yeah. With Lenifor or on your own?
No. I did my stuff today. I just had a bit of a
Easy day.
or whatever you want to call it. Just just putting someone through their paces.
Someone.
Yeah.
Shout out to Benny Hussein in the comment section. We were just talking about you, son. Congratulations, mate. IBO regional title.
You done well,
Pardon me,
nephew.
shout out to
Awesome performance.
You done good.
Good fun.
great fight. And shout out to Lightning Luke Meldon. We were just talking about Jakey Wiley as well.
I missed
Where
Jake.
are we now?
I missed Jake. How did he look?
It wasn't televised. Shout out to All Star there in the comment section too. It wasn't televised. Jake had a hard weight cut the day before. It took him a couple of rounds to warm up. Patrick Clark tested him out. We found out in the first round, we found out that Jake's got a chin because Patrick can throw him, the pride of Farm Island. You wouldn't think so, but he found some room on Jakey. Jakey regained himself, got his composure, came through, got the W with the stoppage in the fourth round out of 5. Yeah, then we spoke about Ella Boot.
Yeah. You guys spoke about her. Yeah. No, I liked everything I saw about Ella. Her opponent looked bigger, stronger. Showed good composure, good punch selection. She's definitely one to watch. I thought that the size would be interesting. I thought it'd be good. It'd be interesting to see if the larger fighter could impose her size. But Ella just cool as a cucumber, did her thing. It's good.
What was that, Sava?
One of my cats.
Oh.
One of you turning into the cat lady. You're turning into the cat lady. From there, we went from Jake Wiley, Ella Boot to Benny Hussein versus Wes Kappa.
It's good to see Wes back. The guy's entertaining, and I saw at the press conference, he's like, where was this 10 years ago? Look, Wes might be past his best days, but Benny Hussein did what you would hope that he would do coming up against an opponent like that who'd had the layoff. So Benny just answered a lot of questions. He showed everyone that he is the real deal. And Wes, man, tough, went out on his shield. Still dug a few nice body shots in there, and that showed a bit of class. But the younger, hungrier, more active fighter got the job done. So well done, Benny Hussein.
Yeah. Shout out to Mark Wilson. He's in the comment section. Jayde Opetaia's coach, and by all accounts, the coach's coach. Absolute legend of the sport. What that man's done. So thankful for him. Where else? Who else we got in the comment section? Yeah, and from there we went. From Benny Hussein and Wes Kappa, which I thought was a great fight. Good to see Benny Hussein get a chance to show his skills. Then we had Shannon O'Connell, Sarah Higginson.
Yeah, just demolished the smaller fighter. I think we kind of all expected that. Shannon's a bad lady, and it was nice for her to just show everyone that she's back, the shoulders holding up, and she's throwing some heavy leather. She's a bad lady, Shannon O'Connell.
She's indeed. Yeah, NFT champs, we agree. Who else? Leaky Meldon, congratulating Benny Hussein. And All-Star, I think it was good for All-Star to get 2-2 last night. Especially young coaches, Benny Harrington, Chris Evers, Google, like those boys are doing really, really good things. Their amateur program is amazing. Liam Wilson, Vegas Larfield, Benny Hussein, the list goes on. So they're doing really well, those guys. So big shout out to them. And Marty's in the comment section as well. Everyone's favourite alien from Lucky You Barbershop, who looks after me, keeps me fresh. Righto, boys, let's start getting into it, eh? Justin Hodges, Benny Hannett. What do you boys think? Go with Skinny first. Go with Skinny first.
I was expected 2 blokes that are going to swing for the fences. It was entertaining, but
Yeah,
they're two friends throwing punches. I don't mind footy players fighting footy players. That's the thing. So it was entertaining. I hope they do get Gallen. It's a good money fight for Hodges. He's a genuine guy. He has a dig. He's taking the sport serious, but it is what it is.
Hardman didn't like it.
Hardman didn't like it.
As long as they stay away from the legitimate heavyweights, they're all right.
The head splitters in the comment section spraying them up.
You know
what do you think, Sava?
Because they're making more money than that's why.
It was good fun. I enjoyed it. I mean, it is what it is. It was never meant to be a high-level boxing match. It was two football players having a swing. They proved exactly what people think. They're tough guys. They're super tough. It was exciting to watch. Technique wasn't exactly world class, I'd say, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good fun. What was the guy that Hodges fought called?
Ben Hannett, the big cheesy omelette.
Yeah, he's a lunatic, isn't he? He's like running around, just charging out full on, like eating punches and trying for 4 rounds. I enjoyed it. It was good. Both of them have got good chins, wild swings.
Yeah.
It was. Neither of them are claiming to be world beaters. They both know what they were doing. They both know exactly what the fight was. It was a entertainment fight. Both got paid well, so good on them.
Marcus Nelson in the comment section. It's a sideshow, but that's why people watch it. Shane Sermon from Freedom Property. He said he can take a punch. Matador, what do you think?
Mate, I thought Ben Hannon is the toughest motherfucker going around. My God, can I borrow his chin next time I fight? Jesus Christ. You don't need any skill with the chin like that. He's just eating shots. Look, it's definitely in its own lane. It's fun. And that's all it is. People getting upset. Oh, fucking footballers taking the money away from fighters. Hey, a lot of people wouldn't be tuning in if it wasn't for those fucking footballers. They're putting eyes on us up-and-coming young well, I shouldn't say myself up-and-coming young fighters. They're putting eyes on young up-and-coming fighters and old has-beens like me. Now, look, they're putting eyes on the sport. They're doing no disrespect. They're very open and honest about it. And look, if they are getting good money, these guys have come from years and years in their sport. They don't have to fucking box. What you think they're going to get in the ring for, buddy, $5,000 each and throw leather like that, try to take each other's heads off their shoulders? It's fun. It brings eyes to the sport, and they're getting paid a bit more. They've earned it. They've had long, storied careers in their own sports, and now they're crossing over to ours, and it's a bit of fun. So everyone whinges a bit about it, but I love it.
The reality of boxing is you get paid based on the value you bring to the promoter, and the reality is they're more famous than most of the boxers. They sell more tickets than most of the boxers, therefore they're going to get paid more than most of the boxers. It's not like it's a shame it's like that, but that's the reality of life. Like, it'd be nice if the young boxers who aren't well known are getting paid well, but they're the ones bringing the money and that. So what can you say?
I'm going to bring
fucking cent too. He copped more punches than just about most boxers.
Yeah, he's money.
Fucking round. Jesus Christ.
Jesus, it's good.
What I'm going to say is it's little 1%ers that people don't realise. Bilal Dibs in the comment section, shout out to him. Okay, so not only do they bring, all the fight night stuff, blah, yada, 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 yada. They go into the gyms, right? Hodges training out of Fortitude with Adam Copland. Okay, Benny Hannett training out of Platinum Gym with Will Narcio and Chris Carden. Righto? So they're in there. They're training alongside the other fighters. They're training alongside the fitness guys. They got the young kids in there as well. What that does for the gyms as well is an unseen treasure. Okay? So they do some good work there. And most of the time, once they choose the gym, righto, even if they're not fighting, they'll stay fit in those gyms, righto? So young guys trying to get fit, people trying to get fit, young fighters, they get to go in, they get to see. And what those athletes do bring is a huge work rate in the gym. Did they gas out very quickly over 4 rounds? Absolutely they did. Okay, but they'll show up in the gym, they'll go hard, they'll sweat hard, they'll give their time to the young people coming up. And that kind of stuff that's the the nooks and cranny stuff that's worth its weight in gold. It absolutely is. Watching, especially because obviously I'm backstage, I'm behind the scenes. watching kids run up to them, you know, watching young fighters gravitate towards them, the smiles on their faces. Those boys, righto, half their warm-up is spent doing photos. Make no mistake about it, okay? Gal, super professional. He'll close the door. He'll be in there. You know, that'll be it. He'll give his time afterwards. He'll give his time leading up to it. You saw him do the press event with Jayde Opetaia before his rib injury, coming up, you know, on his own time, his own dime, you know, stuff like that. And I think that, you know, that's the champion stuff that people forget about pretty quickly.
I think Gallon.
Bang on. Nail on the head.
Okay, but Gallon.
What's that?
Gallon genuinely wanted to be a fighter and train like
he is. Yeah.
and set up camp like a fighter. I don't think Ben Hannon or Hodges or any of these guys, Darcy Lassig, are really taking the sport serious. I think they're happy to have 1 or 2 fights a year, make a bit of money, stay fit in the process, and entertain themselves. You know, it's a second hobby. They can't play footy no more, and they're named for the sport. So, but Gallon is a workhorse, man, and like Gallon's different. Gallon trains like a normal fighter, if not harder. He's more dedicated.
What's that?
Gallon is a fighter. He's a professional boxer. Gallon is. Don't
Yeah.
puts the work in. Exactly what he's saying. Gallon's a professional.
Yeah.
Elijah Salasui shouting out Jay Mitchell in the. What did you do? Would you pay him or something to say something nice about you like that?
I just love the Salasui boys. How could you not?
Good boys.
When's Elijah fighting again? Has Elijah got anything coming up?
I believe.
I hope so.
He's getting some weight off, and then we'll see him back in action soon. And
Good.
Both boys too, two of the most naturally talented fighters. They are fighters, man. Like two of the most naturally talented.
Yeah.
Just do shit that shouldn't be able to be done. Especially Elijah's size, man. A big man shouldn't be able to move like that. So get your weight off, get back in there, brother, because you've got a big career. Yeah.
Not just in the boxing ring. Have you seen his videos playing soccer?
No. His favourite videos of me were in fucking lockdown at protests and stuff. People spotted him running from the cops. You want to see that dude hurdle the fucking fence? He left these police for fucking dead. The man is an athlete through and through. A freak. It's fucking brutal.
Shout out to Alex Cooper in the comments section, and also the icon Paul Briggs. Sammy Abdul Rahim's jumped in the comment section, mate. Wishing you all the best. Good to see. So yeah, look. Whoa. There's a big comment where we got here. When the footy players are on the card, more money comes into the show, which then flows to the balance of the card for the rest of the fighters getting better money. Shout out to Sky Nicholson in the comments section, the princess of boxing across the world. Look, yeah, great things. Where were we? We were up to because we were talking about Benny Hannett and Justin Hodges. Benny Hannett taking the fight on like 3 weeks' notice, but Hodjo didn't take it to. Oh, that was the comment. Darcy Lussick started out, if I remember correctly, with Adam Watt, and was taking it quite seriously in the beginning. Hodjo started out with Gareth and Shara at the boxing shop, pardon me, and was thinking about taking it seriously too. This is back when Gal was at, I think, about 3 or 4 professional fights and saying that he wanted to get into it. So there are some guys that did want to commit to it, but obviously they've got big profiles, so they are busy throughout the year. Stuff like Benny Hannett, when Origin 2 happened in Perth, he missed the press conference the next day because he was coming back from Perth. So they do have big responsibilities out there as well, because it makes them money. Flat out, that's all there is to it. All right, so let's go. Let's start breaking it down. Here we go. The co-main event, Paulo Acuso, Robert Berridge. Robert Berridge in his 40th professional fight, fighting Bivol 3 fights ago?
4, I think.
It was about that. Like he slowed down towards the end of his career. He wasn't fighting as frequently, but it was only a few fights back. But my God,
yeah, go.
Paulo Acuso is the most gifted fighter coming up in Australian boxing right now. So nice to watch. He just knows where he is every second of every round. Just his punch placement to do what he did to Berridge. Even if Berridge was underdone, Berridge is a bad motherfucker. Like, he's been around for years and years and years. Like, no one does Berridge. Absolutely no one. Like, it was just insane what he's doing, and his self-belief, wanting to become world champion in 6 fights. It's going to be interesting to see who they get next for him. It's going to be very hard because you've got Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev holding the division down, but and they're just absolutely scary monsters, those dudes. But man, he's everything he says he believes, and he's doing it, man. He's one of the most entertaining fighters to watch right now. I'm a big rap for Akuso.
Skin.
Mate, whoever they're matching with right now in Australia is a mismatch. He's a class act, bro. Honestly, he's a class act. I know the middleweight and light heavyweight is a very stacked division, but this guy's leaps and bounds ahead of everyone, man. He's ahead of the pack. So
even you, Connor Wallace, Faris Chevalier.
They're the only two, eh?
Would you put a Faris who's had 15 fights and ranked in the world against a guy, unless you're paying him 150 grand? Why would Faris fight a guy with 2 fights and take a risk of losing against? You wouldn't do unless they're paying him 100 grand. You wouldn't do it, because Faris is better off taking easy fights and building his ranking and getting a shot against Bivol or a decent payday somewhere else.
Speaking of Southpaws, shout out to the most viral fighter in the country, everyone's favourite Southpaw. No, he's not everyone's favourite Southpaw, but everyone's favourite, Paul Showtime Fleming. Mate, we can only have 4 on at a time, so someone will have to jump off for you to jump on if you want to hang out to the end. But Sanctum Forge, Paul Briggs agreeing with Skinny there. Benny Sava, what did you think of Paulo Akuso, Robert Berridge? And I just double-checked, he did fight Bivol 4 fights ago.
And any young up-and-coming boxer who wants to figure out or watch a boxing match to learn how to throw a straight backhand perfectly, watch Akuso. That left hand is a laser. It's amazing. Like, I couldn't believe how sharp it was. There was no telegraph, no load. He could throw it any time from any position. That left hand is lethal. Never missed. It was a near perfect backhand. It was. I think he's legit, man. That kid's special, really special. I remember, like, he was always good as an amateur. He was superb as an amateur. But I don't remember thinking what I thought last night. Watching him last night, I was like, "Fuck, that guy is amazing." Like, he's really that. I can't get over it. That left hand was unreal. There's no other explanation for it. It was absolutely beautiful.
Shout out to the boys from Coconut Podcast there in the comment section as well. Very impressive. Rob Berridge jumped out. I went and saw him before, and because I always go in and check on both the A and B sides. Not a lot of people do. They'll only go in for the A sides. I went down, I checked in on him. It was his first time he said he was really nervous. He said, "Mate, I'm really, really nervous. I'm really nervous." And then when the fight was over, he got out, he came up, he gave me a hug. He said, "Mate, that's it. I'm done." And I said, "Mate, it's a good idea. You don't want to be anybody's opponent with your record and what you've done." He's done amazing things for the sport. He's done really, really well. Shout out to Khalid Barker. He's in the comment section as well. So Rob Berridge, I think officially retiring as we speak, fought Isaac on a small card a year ago. It was just Justice and David Zoy.
No crowd, yeah.
No, Christian Zoy, that's right. And yeah, we were there. It was very intimate, and it was Isaac versus Robert Berridge, and Isaac getting the work done with him there. So Robert Berridge, I think, is going to retire. Paulo Akuso, wow, very, 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 very impressive light heavyweight fighter, massive. You could, again, his first fight against Michael Van Nimwegen, I think a bit of nerves and a TV fight for his first one. Last night he was very comfortable. We went to check in on him, and if there wasn't 4 people dancing in his locker room as he was warming up, him being one of them, if there wasn't 4 of them, then there was 5.
Lee has become a dancer all of a sudden, his trainer.
Oh, you cannot stop Lincoln Hudson from dancing. You can't stop him.
I'm gonna bar him in my gym. If he ever comes here, he's barred from dancing. Yeah, that Danny DeVito had on yesterday and everything, cause it was Jesus.
So where does Paulo go from here? Skinny Hussein.
Come off level. Check out the come off top 10 and fight a English guy, Scottish guy, you know, fight someone from Europe or from the Commonwealth. He's too good
Sava.
for 10 level.
Yeah, I mean, I see somebody wrote in the comment section as well. There's Clay Waterman. I know they fought as amateurs a fair bit, and they were always good competitive fights. But I think if he's got the intention to step up real quick, I think he's got to skip domestic level now and just exactly what Skinny said. Find himself an opportunity internationally, or maybe on the matchroom card or whatever, and go from there. He's signed with No Limit, so they'll have to look for maybe, like you said, an English or a Scottish guy or someone European for a Commonwealth title.
Shout out to Coach Jamie Pittman in the comment section. Futures program's absolutely amazing. What he does with our amateurs, we're so lucky to have him. Matador, your thoughts? Paulo Akuzo.
Paulo Akuzo, I love the idea of Commonwealth title. It's such a prestigious title. It'll get you rated in the top 20 in the world with the WBC, I believe. Much the same as OPBF, but he'll definitely be in the ratings now, because as soon as you win an any ANBF affiliate title, you'll into the Commonwealth being up. There's not actual ratings; you're just eligible for Commonwealth title. So, I don't know. Do we know? Is there a light heavyweight champion at the moment? Who's the British champion? But that would be a great one for No Limit to get them over here for Akuzo, or if not, he'll end up fighting for a highly.
I think Boatsi's a Commonwealth champion.
Boatsi?
Yeah, I think.
Now that's a fucking massive step up. Boatsi.
Yeah, a huge step up.
Six fights. They're the guys who are there. But,
Scanners has jumped in the comment section. He says, winner of Farris or Conor Wallace, he'd get a ranking overseas, wouldn't he? Yes, he absolutely would. Even the loser against that's not a bad one for a next one.
Have to fight him. That's like logically, we would all love to see that. But those guys don't have to fight him and aren't going to fight him unless they're giving him big money. So No Limit are going to have to spend some money on getting someone internationally. Commonwealth title will be awesome. It'll most probably be for a regional.
All right, boys. I'm just going to have to plug a charger and you guys start talking about Liam Wilson. 1 sec.
Leave us to it. Liam Wilson's fight was hectic, weren't it? Back and forth from the very first bell. I thought I was so impressed with Liam last night, man. He really showed that when he has to dig deep, he's willing to do it, like whatever level he goes to. Go on, Skinny.
All right, listen, the ranking is Arthur Benavidez, number 1. Adam Smith, Joe Pascal, Joshua Boatsi, Anthony Yardi, Farris is number 6, Craig Richards number 7, Rocky Fielding number 8, then Callum Johnson. Then Paulo's number 15 now in the Commonwealth.
Is it
Rocky Fielding? A great fight for him. Rocky Fielding's probably the best next step for him.
I like that. Is it actually rated now, or is it just
In the Commonwealth, number 15 in the Commonwealth.
Okay, no worries. On BoxRec?
On BoxRec, yeah.
Well, with the Commonwealth title, if you actually Commonwealth title on Google it'll just be a list of fighters in alphabetical order. But there's no actual. I don't think there's any actual Commonwealth ratings. That's just what BoxRec spit out, and that's how they'll be rated in the world on BoxRec too. But so there'll be, and some of those names may not even be in the ratings for whatever reason. But Commonwealth will have a select group of contenders there. But yeah, but Liam Wilson last night was unbelievable. Like, man, talk about like how you got to love Liam Wilson, man. Back to back, world-rated fighters. Only his 11th fight. He's vulnerable at times too, but just bites down his mouthpiece, just gets it done. Like I love Liam Wilson, man. He'd be one of my guys to watch right now too.
I was
Showtime in the comments earlier. That other than Zarafa versus Zoo, that's my number 1 Australian fight. My number 2 is Liam Wilson, Paul Fleming. But
so good.
isn't it?
So good.
Awesome. But
I was really impressed with the other guy as well. Like, I wasn't sure if he was one of them padded record kind of guys, but that guy was the real deal too, man. That was a great win for Liam. He had the world's longest arms and legit knockout pad. I couldn't help but feel like he looked like a bad guy from a Spider-Man film. Like the tiny little torso, world's longest arms, and then them massive, like them big punches coming from nowhere. He was a nightmare. Liam did good to beat him, man. That guy was no mug.
yeah. Unbelievable.
No, Liam was impressive. He takes a lot of risks. He can make things a lot easier for himself. Liam's a good boxer, but he loves to brawl. He loves to engage. He loves to entertain. You know, when you say to someone they're an entertaining fighter, it means he takes a lot of risks. You know, you want to be a safe fighter. He puts punches together. He puts himself in positions where he can be touched. He can be hit.
Yeah.
It's a shame that he hurt his hand, because it would have been good to see Liam get him out of there. That's why.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, one of my favourite things about Liam is, but like, he is calculated too, like, especially when he sets up that left hook. Like, you see him just fire that rear hand just straight down the middle, and just gets that, he'll throw it nice and long. He'll just get that little bit shorter, and you know the hook's coming behind it, and like, fucking, just like clockwork, it's there right behind it. Man, the way he just puts that throwaway in there and then throws the heavy leather behind it. Like,
he's also left the throw as a counter as well now. I noticed last night he was covering up, staying on the inside and trying to catch him on the counter with the same left hook, and it looked like a bomb as well. He came that close a couple of times to getting off from the inside, which is not really, I haven't seen him do that before, so it was good to see him developing new skills, or showing new skills at least.
Well, he's only 11 fights into his career. Like, how high is the ceiling for Liam? Like, where to now for Liam? Is going to be rated so highly. What's the I know Shakur's got one of those belts.
He's got the WBO belt.
WBO and the WBC, doesn't he? He took that off Valdez. And the IBF, because Liam's rated with the IBF and the WBO.
Cortez got the IBF. He just won it. Joe Cortez just won the IBF belt. I think he's the most beatable guy in the division.
Yep. Yeah. Liam's world class. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, Shakur's he's a scary dude.
Shakur's
Shakur's not the one you want to be taking, but there's options there. Yep. There's options there for him, and he's ready for. I think he's getting close to being ready for the other options as well. Like, he looked good. Like, Liam's another one. Like, he's exciting as well, because like Skinny said, he takes risks, and sometimes he looks vulnerable. And there's some of the shots the other guy was throwing was so close to hitting Liam's jaw. I was like, it makes for a seriously exciting fight, man. It was good. Last fight was one of the best fights I've seen for a long while.
Liam's mindset and his mentality as well. And we saw in the first Noine fight, it bit him on the ass hardcore. He wants to end you with everything. He's nasty. He's like, Liam outside of the ring, for people who don't know him, is the most mild-mannered, lovely person you've ever met. He's so polite. He's just a beautiful person. But, man, as soon as he's in there, he just is nasty, man. He just wants to end you with everything he throws, and just wants to entertain the crowd. And that's what makes him brilliant. But it's good to see him. You can see him thinking now more as a fighter. Like, he's not just trying to and just try to bomb people out of there, because, like I said earlier, it bit him on the ass with Noine the first time. But what makes him brilliant is that killer that's in him. And he's controlling it so well now. It's nice to watch. He's really becoming the full package.
Mate, he's stepped up across the board. He's overcome the adversity of the last 12 months. He's become more professional inside and outside of the ring. He's handling his personal life better. He's handling everything. He's more calculated right across the board. And you have to come back the way he has so sensationally after the first one with Joe Noine won. Now I think we're past even talking about that. We really are. I think we are. I think we've gone past that now. Like, I know it's still kind of fresh, and it was only 2 fights ago. But the way he leveled up, He had to overcome the adversity he had to overcome last night, even in that fight. Okay, so he boxed nicely on the outside. He boxed really well in the pocket. He probably had a little bit more success in the pocket. When he busted his left hand, he then had to overcome that adversity. Had he overcome the adversity as well of the guy actually having a pretty strong chin and that could throw them back and had a decent engine on him. The guy was he had zero emotion the entire lead up to it. He came to fight. Right? No one's saying that this was, a freedom fight or anything like that. Everyone's giving credit to Matthias Rueda, who really showed up to fight. Liam had to dig deep. He had to listen to his corner. He did well. I thought he had a lot of really good success. Usually we call it measuring, when they measure with the left hand and then tee off with the right hand. Last night it was more camouflage. Righto, so he put it in old mate's face. Old mate couldn't see. Rueda couldn't see it. And then he had, I think in the 9th round, I stopped counting after 20 right hands. Righto, he had so much success in it. So much success in it.
Liam in the middle rounds was starting to land that right hand, but he got in a position, I think in the 9th round, where he put a big onslaught on in the first couple of minutes, and then sort of let himself go in the last minute, and his opponent, the Argentinian, sort of finished strong in the 9th round. The last minute, he finished strong. He hit Liam clean and crisp a lot of times. I think Liam sometimes goes and hunts for the knockout and leaves himself gassed out. He did it yesterday in the 9th and sort of was very vulnerable in the last 30 seconds of the round. I just want to see him tame that, just tame it down a bit. He doesn't have to get everyone out of there. I know he's a crowd pleaser and he's a bloke that wants a finish, but you don't need to get a finish every time.
Is what Liam is.
What is it?
He's what?
And he's a nasty, nasty bastard when he's in the boxing ring. I'll tell you, just quickly, just to listen to the way that loss consumed Liam and what he went through, and coming back, just wanting to bite that, do it straight again. Anyone listening to this, go listen to Ben Damon's Main Event podcast, and you get to it's a long form chat with Liam Wilson, everything that he went through in the lead up to that, and you actually get a feel for the person that Liam Wilson is, because Liam's getting better and better in the media, starting to speak better and getting more comfortable. But listen to Liam in long form chat, it's brilliant. Like he's such a nice dude, Liam. I really like the guy.
I think that loss is behind him now, but I don't even know what we're about.
Oh, it's completely behind him. No, but he talks about it in depth, how it felt, that loss, and why he had to get it back, and how it just absolutely consumed it. You listen to the podcast. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It'll make you respect Liam Wilson even more.
Look, taking all that into account, righto, the guy's had 11 fights and just main evented his own. It was just the headline fight, and was the main event for his own fight night in Brisbane, in front of his own crowd, in front of everybody on Fox. He was, he just headlined his own fight night. The amount of media that goes with that, the pressure, righto, the commitments, what you have to do while you're trying to get ready to have, let's be honest, the fight of his career, because at this stage, every fight is at the moment with the way they're progressing him. And he's 11 fights in.
Yeah. Man, he's...
It's very impressive. Just we don't know what to do with him now. What do we do with him? He's going to be number 2 in the world. He won another belt yesterday, Intercontinental. He's going to move to number 2 in the world. He beat a top guy in the rankings. Shakur's the champ right now. I wouldn't put him with Shakur now unless they pay him overs. I'm saying you want a fight that he can win. Shakur is a tough man.
Yeah.
I think if you wait a year, Shakur's going to go up and fight Devin Haney, unify the lightweight division. He's a big dude, and he's a big, dangerous dude. So if they're patient with Liam, they can get him a title shot, because it's not long before Shakur wins the 4 belts and sort of vacate 4 of them.
Righto, quickly in the comment section, shout out to Dirk Gardner and Trent Broadhurst in the comment section, and even Michael McNabb, big boxing fan, done a lot of boxing over the years up in Toowoomba, has helped out a lot of the fighters throughout their careers, and just a lover of the sport. He's a great guy. But look, Liam, there's so many guys. There's so many guys. What do you think about a Jamel Herring? Is that too soon skin?
He retired.
We're talking about
But what are we talking about Herring when we can watch in Australia happen?
That's true too. There's Paul Fleming. Paul Fleming.
30-0, 29-0. Fleming had a world.
Who wins that fight? Who wins out of Fleming and Wilson?
Mate, the active
Someone.
is Liam. Wilson, Fleming is more talented. I'll tell you that now. He's ring general,
Yeah.
but I don't know where Fleming is, bro. That's the honest truth. You know?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't know where he is?
Headspace. He went out there in England and fought like a wild man and took risks against the bloke. He fought the fight before that, and Jacko, Fleming never got hit 5 years ago. That's the honest truth. No one could touch him twice. He's never got dropped. He's never been hurt. Never been cut. He was pretty to watch. His hands used to flow smoothly. But now he's banging it out. He's entertaining the crowd. So,
shout out to Mateo Tapia and Trent Girdham. What do you think, Matador?
Man, the biggest fight in Australia to make right now is the Rafa versus Zoo, closely followed by Flemo versus Wilson. I love the fight. I don't think Flemo will trade with him like he did against Jackson England. I think Flemo felt comfortable enough in that fight in order to do so. Like you said, no one touches that man twice. There's still so many questions here, and that's what makes it such a fun fight. Liam has been pushed along. He's been in bigger fights recently. I love the fight, man. It's a pick 'em fight. I love it. Absolutely love that fight.
You're kidding me if you don't think he's the most viral fighter in the country. The lead up to it, everything. This fight look, Zarafa Zoo probably get more eyes on it in the end, but that's only because of the profiles that they got at the moment. But I'm telling you, Fleming Wilson would be a skyrocket of a fight. It's absolutely enormous. Fleming's missus had a baby 3 weeks ago. He's in training. He's getting ready to go. He's now with DNL. Okay. Look out. Something's going to happen real soon with him. I was talking to him 3 days ago on the phone. 2 days ago on the phone. What do you think, Sava? Who wins?
Toss a coin. Toss a coin. I honestly don't know. I'd love to find out. I don't know if we will find out, but I would love to find out.
You're going to get blisters, brother. Pick up.
Didn't you sit on the fence too? I am a fence sitter.
Yeah, what's he talking about?
I'm telling you, Liam will win the fight, but Flemo is more talented.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
I'm straight.
Well, I'd say toss a coin, mate.
Still on. Call me later, Flemo, and abuse me later. Don't do it in public.
That's at least you know with Skinny you're going to get an honest answer.
Yeah. Where were we at? What were we talking about just before that? What was the point? Anyway, it was something to do with Flemo. We talked about getting the popcorn out for Paro and Brock Jarvis. I'm telling you, boys. If they put the fight together with Paul Fleming and Liam Wilson, I don't want to work that night. I don't want to do media. I'll let someone else do the interviews. The four of us just get to sit down and enjoy that fight. My God, that would be amazing. It would be enormous.
100%.
What are the picks? What are you? Because I wasn't here for that. What are your picks, boys, for Paro Jarvis?
All right.
Do you know what? I tentatively lean towards Jarvis. I don't know why. I haven't really got any basis for that prediction. I don't know. There's something about styles make fights, and I've just got a feeling he might be able to fucking get on him and make it rough. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm just guessing.
I lean towards Paro because he's been in the division for so much longer. Brilliant boxer. You just don't know how much Brock struggled with weight for that last fight because, like we said before, the kid's 2% body fat and makes me look small. Like, he's huge. I've got no idea how he makes the weight that he's making. Kid looks like he's carved out of granite. He's massive.
Yeah. I think that Brock's chin, his stamina could all come skyrocket.
Yeah.
If it's a weight issue that's been causing him problems, he might suddenly be 20% better than what we've seen so far because of the weight drain. So we don't know. There's a lot of what ifs.
That's the biggest
Bo
what
Phoenix in the comment section. Have you seen him? This is a super lightweight. It's a super lightweight.
Yeah.
Not at lightweight. Not at super bantam. This is at
Bo,
super lightweight.
Stop being biased, Bo. Stop being like your dad. Stop being biased.
Let him be biased. Let him be biased.
Mate, you've been around the sport, Bo. Your dad always said it. A good big man will always beat a good small man. That's it. If you take your dad's advice, that means you're picking part.
But who is the big man in this, really?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Who is the big man in this? Because he's coming up in weight. He's come up.
Yeah, but Duran came up in weight and fought bigger guys. Just because he fought bigger guys doesn't mean he was a big guy.
Yeah, but Duran was small when he moved up. Brock is not going to be a small super lightweight. Brock's a massive super lightweight.
He looks like a big welterweight man. Like he's
He does.
Middleweight.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a small guy moving up in weight. I think it's a guy who was massively boiling down and was too big for the weight divisions he was fighting in, finally fighting at his own weight. And I think that might be, I don't know, like, we'll find out anyway, but that's what I think. It's I think we might see a better version of Brock than we've seen so far because he's going to be healthier, because he's not going to cut so much weight.
You look at
Day to day, I changed my mind on this fight. Day to day.
I'm the same. Ask me tomorrow, I'll change my mind. Barrow.
I lean towards Paro just because he's tried and proven at the weight. But that's the big question. Has Brock just been boiling himself down too much? You look at when he has fought, I suppose Mark Sleeves was the first, because Mark was a brilliant boxer, but he was much smaller than Jarvis. And the way Jarvis just beat him down, broke him down, if he can implement that pressure at this weight, if he is strong at this weight, if what Ben is saying is correct, if he can put on that sort of performance in this new weight division, like he's just a nightmare for anyone to fight. Like he reminds me of Lester Ellis a bit, like his body attack. He's so much fun.
Liam Wilson reminds me of Lester Ellis. Look at the dodo on Skinny. How good.
He's probably saying something really negative or nasty right now.
He'd be flipping out.
Gone. I was waiting for him to come back in. Fuck you, Jayde.
Gone. But
who are you looking towards at the minute, Rob? Who's your? Or you just don't know?
Nah, well, I originally thought that NFT. I'm just about to add Flemmo if he's there. Originally I thought Paro, and then I went to Brock Jarvis just because of the size. Then I'm interested in seeing what Paro is going to, how he's going to develop over in America. We know he's over there with Benny Marnie at the moment. Then I think about. Then I think Brock's going to lean on him against the ropes. I'm so back and forth, and I'm never usually that back and forth. I usually pick one and stick to it. I'm all over the shop with that one.
I don't personally know Liam at all, but what I've seen of him, he has impressed me. Brilliant boxer. I do know Brock Jarvis personally. He's a hell of a nice fella, and he's just been so strong at the smaller weights. If what we saw in that last fight, him boiling himself down, this might be the start of something big for Jarvis. It's just the questions of what makes it so much fun. So I'm the exact same as you guys. I can't pick him. I hate sitting on the fence. Skinny would destroy me if he was still on this chat right now.
No, but how good is that? Because we're all normally pretty straight down the line and we'll say who we think, and all of us except Skinny are like, nah, I don't know. That's a good thing. How good is that fight that we genuinely don't know?
Yeah, 100%. Same as
Trent Girdham's right. Check out their resumes. But going back to Skinny, I'm still struggling to understand this logic of Paro being the bigger man.
Well, I think it's just going off what weight divisions they've been fighting at. But honestly, I think that I said it a while back and it annoyed everyone, if you remember, that I said Brock is too big to emulate Jeff Fennick's style in them weight divisions. Well, suddenly now he's not in them weight divisions. I feel like this could be his opportunity to really step up that level. If he's healthier and he's not boiling his body down, it's going to be so interesting to see what version of Brock Jarvis we get.
Trent Girdham does make a brilliant point there, but we're going.
What was that?
Trent Girdham does make a brilliant point there. Like, Parra has beaten world-rated fights. He's been world-rated in this division. He has beaten better opposition, but we just don't know what the ceiling on Brock Jarvis is. Brock Jarvis was brought along really slowly, but you got to remember he turned pro at such a young.
Hello.
Yo. How are you, mate?
Before we talk to you, you absolute maniac, I've got a shout out to Coach Frankie Pianto. Just started his new gym, and if there was a coaching award, he was my pick last year for Coach of the Year with all the awards, all the titles that his fighters got. Flemo, what is doing? Showtime.
How are we, boys? How are we? Good evening. Look
We're
at you in the gym. Look at you, son. I like it. He's one of my favorite white boys, he is. He's got flavour. He's got flavour, the boy. He's got flavour. I like it.
Thank you.
He definitely ain't the top slice of bread, him. Definitely multi-grain. He's got some fibre in there. He's got some nutrition, everything. What's happening, boys?
What's happening?
Nothing.
What did you think of the fights last night? Come on.
Wow, the fights last night. I enjoyed Wes Kappa and Ben Hassan. I thought that was the fight of the night for me. Actually, but was that better than the main event? I don't know.
There's no sound.
Where's your audio going, Flem? What are you doing?
I didn't enjoy the main event as I would have liked to because I was more studying it and that, but I enjoyed the West Kappa one, so yeah. Paulo Kusa, man, he's sharp. The dude's laser sharp. That left hand, that southpaw shit there, he's amazing, man. He's but where to go from there? You fight. You destroy two people in 2 rounds like that, and then what do you do next? Where do you move him? Do you move him fast? He wants to move fast. I don't know. And then the main event. Well, we were looking at fighting that guy. We were chasing him down as well, but he ended up going with Wilson. It was an interesting fight. I wanted to see how he went, and I wanted to see how Wilson went. And I thought the Argentinian guy, I thought he was a little bit out of his prime, so I was surprised he come home so strong. He seemed to die in the middle rounds a little bit, but then come on to a second win, and yeah, come home pretty strong. And I didn't expect that of him. I thought if anything, Liam would have come home a little bit stronger. But Liam did look good in that last round. He come through adversity. He did have the injured hand, and he did. It was an interesting fight. It was an interesting fight, but. To say that guy moves to number 2 in the world now, and that I don't see him as a number 2 in the world after that. But we'll see.
Hater.
I speak truth. Now look. The kids listen. The kid can fight. He's the second best super featherweight in the country, so he can fight.
Love it.
Quick into the comment section. Hunter Uwani, Jackson Murray, Havoc,
Liam Pope.
and many. Popey. Well, I'm wearing the HBC shirt. I didn't see him, but if he's in there,
Yeah, he did. I think he did. Did he pop up? Thought he did.
you might have. Shout out to everyone that's watching. Flemo, what's doing? Signed with DNL now. What's going on? Obviously, you can't say too much. But give them something. The people want something.
We're making some moves. We're seeing what drops, seeing what fights are out there. We got a few We got a few names. We've taken a few names. We're trying to see. It's, you know what it's like at this level? It's like chess. It's very, the moves are very calculated at this point in time, you know, so we're just waiting to see.
Well, then give us a possible date. When do you want to do something?
September, it's meant to be. I opened up a boxing
A
gym.
big one.
I got a boxing gym now. I got my own boxing gym. How you been? Come down, everyone. SFA, Showtime Fight Academy, sweet fuck all, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, we opened up a gym, and we might be fighting in Western Sydney. Maybe.
Beautiful.
Maybe.
So September, and you can't give us any names.
Lucas maybe. Satali Allah, Anani, I think Satani Allah. French guy.
What direction?
Oh, 33 and something?
I want him.
So what direction? What governing body? What are you chasing at the end of the day? Who are you chasing?
I want to be rated across the board. I'm already rated in the WBA and IBF. Move them up, and I've got 2 titles in WBC. I defend them, and I move up in them. So I'll be rated across 3 then in the top 10, and then I'll snatch Liam's one off him, and then I'll be rated across the board.
Is there any talk at all of you and Liam actually happening?
Yes. Yes, there is talk.
There is talk.
There is talk. There is talk. But there is talk. There is talk. We're moving. We're playing chess. We're moving steps forward. I want to maximize revenue.
Well,
I want to maximize revenue. I've got 6 babies. I need to make the most.
I'm here
for a good time, not a long time, guys.
Bro, you've had too many good times. That's why you've got 6 kids. And we know DNL's going to start moving you along a bit quicker because of where you're at in your ranking. And you're viral as...
I mean, it speaks for itself.
What about the Bilal Dib fight? I'm with TC. Where's that at?
What about the Bilal Dib fight? The Bilal Dib fight, I mean... Bilal hasn't fought in 100 years, and his last couple of fights have been against some guys that aren't really great, and nothing's interesting. There's nothing interesting about Bilal. I mean, the only interesting thing is when he rucks up at the fights or press conferences and yells things. That's the only thing. And that he hasn't fought, and he can't even get on any good cards. He's fighting at RSLs and shit. Like, I can't help that. Build some publicity behind you. More people care about who paints my shoes than that guy.
Oh.
More people care about my outfit than him fighting. True or not true? No,
all I want to say to
they're like, is he wearing tassels this
you.
time? What colour is he going to wear? Is his boots painted? Of course, his boots are going to be painted. How many walkers is Fleming going to have out this time? Is it going to be fire? I don't know. Is he going to fly in on a parachute this time? I'll hang glide in. Put it at a stadium and I'll hang glide in.
I wouldn't put it past you.
Jump from a helicopter next time.
I wouldn't put it past you. I
mean, no one's talking about Bilal unless they're mentioning him fighting someone else. True or not true? It's like,
his name gets
this guy, like, he's got no interest behind him.
There is interest behind him. You're being harsh.
From who?
You're being harsh. But people are throwing the three of you guys get names thrown around all the time. You, Liam Wilson, Bilal Dib. Domestically, your names get thrown around all the time.
You've heard people in the public, not boxing people in the public that want to go down and watch Bilal Dib going, my God, this card would have been 10 times better if Bilal Dib was on it. You know what we were missing on this card? Bilal Dib. When has anyone ever said that? You know what? A sensational walkout from Bilal Dib was missing, and that never has anyone in the history ever said anything about Bilal Dib, and that's the truth.
Look, Paul, let me say this to you. I think, like, I know we were talking about the good domestic fights. Father Time's like your biggest enemy now. If you're gonna be the guy that if you want to win a world title, you need to make that push pretty soon, mate. Otherwise, you're going to be one of them shoulda, coulda, woulda guys, which you don't want to be and you don't deserve to be. So that the game of chess that you're playing you need to make that push for checkmate ASAP, mate.
They're gonna push him along pretty quick.
100%.
That's what
Yeah.
you know, and that's why I'm mentioning that's Satali.
Yeah.
That's why I'm mentioning him. He's I think he's top 5 in the world. If I fight him and defend my titles, I move up.
Yeah.
Skins firing back in the comment section.
WBO, and then I'll come at the end of the year. I'll take it off him, and I add it to my collection.
Hey lads, I'm gonna go put my little girl to bed. He wants to back on. I'll catch you later. All right.
Right, Matador. We'll talk to you.
Have a good night.
Ta-ta.
Yeah. So that's that. I'm just wanting to fight. I'm just looking forward to fighting. I'm just looking forward to being on a big card. Finally having a big promoter in Australia behind us. That'll be good. And then pushing me in that direction. I can't wait. I can't wait to be on the card.
Fleming.
Skinny, jump in, mate.
Fleming.
Tell them about Bilal Dib.
Every time we talk about opponent, all you say, show me the money, show me the money, show me the money. Mm-hmm. Why won't you just say, I don't want to fight him. I want to fight him. This makes more sense to me. He doesn't sell a crowd. He's boring. Like, say Bilal's boring. You don't want to fight him. Don't say, show me the money, because you know you're going to get paid well, because you're not going to enter the ring unless you're being paid well. So there's no...
Yeah. Well, what are you saying? Don't say show me the money. What do you
Bilal fronted you the last fight. Remember he came up to you?
That I want to get paid because I've been here. Like I'm old, Skinny. I don't have an accountant. I'm not a tax accountant. I'm not a lawyer. I don't have a good family behind me. I don't have all these things. Just little old me with 1,000 kids, and I'm trying to provide for them. So sorry if I want to get paid some dollars.
You know you're getting paid. They're not giving you $5,000. You know you're getting paid.
Yeah, I want to get paid more. Money.
But what's that? More?
Have you seen Toy Story? Money.
What makes the fight happen?
What's that?
What makes the fight happen?
Brother, I don't even know if there's any guys that want to put Bilal on, to be honest. What name of a good promoter that wants to put Bilal on? Because every time I've mentioned it, everyone's... there's a lot of and ahhing. Skinny, I'll fight anyone. You know I'll fight anyone. For Bruno, for Lantry, just for Jackson, England. I'm looking to fight. We're in negotiations with Liam and his team, and No Limits. We're in talks. I'm not scared of fighting anyone. But, I mean, Bilal just rocks up and talks shit. And then he went home. When the negotiations were down, he wanted a certain amount of money. We couldn't come up with it, and he went home. And then Jackson, England went, yep, I'll take the fight.
No, you know it was Ramadan. You knew it was Ramadan. He couldn't fight in Ramadan. So he went home. You knew
it was after Ramadan, wasn't it? It was March. When did Ramadan start?
Ramadan finished at the end of March.
Nader fought during Ramadan, and he did it on the Contender.
No, different ball game. Nader fought 3-round fights in a Contender series. This is a 12-round fight. This is livelihood on the line. This is 4 belts or whatever it was. This is a world ranking. You move forward. And when you're fighting 12 hours a day.
Well, then, all right, it didn't work out. Skinny. Then it didn't work out for the Ramadan. But I can't wait around for Ramadan. I can't wait around for the suits everyone. I've got to get the ball rolling. And unfortunately, he went home and negotiations continue. Now, if he wants to step back in the line and wait and listen, he can go fight again. I've been fighting and I'm
Fighting.
interesting.
He's fighting
I've
next
been
month.
fighting, I'm interesting, Skinny. I can't help that. I'm
Who's he
fighting.
fighting next? Who's he fighting next month, Skin?
He's fighting for some regional belt for the WA super featherweight regional one. He's fighting. I don't know who he's fighting, but to be honest, he's fighting at a small show in Campsie. Sorry, Flemo, it's not in the stadium, but it's at a small show. It's at a humble show in Campsie, promoted by Billy.
Humble.
Promoted by Billy Hussein.
Listen, I've fought on all them shows. I've fought on, brother. I've come from, you know where I've come from, brother. I don't have an issue with that, but I'm at the stage now where I want to fight in stadiums. I want to start getting pay-per-views. I want to start getting percentages of pay-per-views. I'm building a fight with Liam Wilson on a pay-per-view, on a main event. If this guy is the best he can do is get a fight, who's he fighting? You don't even know who he's fighting. He can't even get opponents. He can't even get fights on cards. I can't help that, Skinny. I'm not a charity.
Sava.
I'm not waiting around for him. These guys, and listen, Jackson put his hand up. He was ready to go. Said,
Do you want my honest opinion?
Yes.
My honest opinion is this.
Why doesn't he?
I don't like the fact that Paul sounds like his motivation for boxing now is money. I feel like he should be talking about his push for a world title. That would excite me far more if Paul was saying, "No, I'm not taking these fights because I want to push for a world title," rather than talking about money. That's just my honest opinion, Paul. I think your motivation should be a world title. I feel like you're a world champion who should have put a would if not careful.
With the world title comes the money. It's hand in hand. We don't just
Exactly.
fight.
Chase the world
We
title.
just don't fight for the belts. I've got plenty of belts. Materialistic things, they come and go. The belts gather money on the wall. Gather dust on the wall. The money builds more. Builds a better gym. Builds more things for me. Allows me to help more people. Allows me to grow my business. I do lots of work with the community. That's what I do. I do community work. So it allows me.
And how happy would the kids? How happy would the kids be if they get to have a picture with your world title belt?
Brother,
that's the shit, mate. Chase that world title. I want to see you become a world champion, mate.
100%.
Everyone wants to see him become a world champion.
The money, like you said, the money will come. Chase your world title. What in that short window you've got, and the money will come.
If you're more active, you'll make more money. You should be fighting 3 times a year. Just jump in there, mate.
I've got another one up. I just fought in March, and I've got another one coming August, September, and then I've hopefully got one at the end of the year. I've signed 5 fights. I've signed a contract with DNL. I've got the fights there. The fights are there. Boom. Signed, sealed, delivered. I just got to find the right opponent, not the opponent that just fill in opponent, not just someone just to make the fight. I'm close. We've been on the phone to guys. We've been having good discussions with a few good people. Our team's been having a few good discussions. So, you know, this is the thing. No one else is. It's not just about whether the guys can fight, and everyone knows that. It's not just about whether guys can fight. It's about marketability. It's about. Listen, I staged the stand show. True or not?
True.
If
that's hectic fight.
Wasn't on the stand show, that was the worst show of the year.
Righto. Now let's move on. Let's move on really quickly. On Saturday night, another Southpaw has a world title fight, IBF Cruiserweight world title. Jayde Opetaia versus Maris Briedis. Let's jump in real quick, boys, and hit some predictions. David Nika versus Louis Masters. Sava.
I don't know who Lou Masters is, but David Nika's going to win. He's amazing.
Skin.
Nika wins. I'm confident Jayde will win as well.
Boom.
I don't know them two guys, but I'll be watching. That's for sure.
David Nika's with Noel Thornbury now, Olympian out of New Zealand. Louis Masters with Stevie and the boys out of SUF. He just fought Austin Akuzo, short notice. I want to say, Honey Goodall.
Who?
On the Honey Goodall undercard, he fought Austin Akuzo. Okay, Miles Zalewski versus Shiva Mishra. Shiva Mishra is training out of Fortitude Boxing Gym with Luke Meldon at the moment. Miles Zalewski, obviously still with Benny Harrington. What do you think, Sava?
I don't know anything about that Mishra, but I don't know. Yeah, I would assume What's the other guy called?
Miles.
Miles.
Zalowski. I assume he will win, but I don't know. I don't know either. I don't know too much about both. So
Flamo.
I don't care. Miles talks too much shit, so I hope he gets sparked. But anyway,
Skinny.
Is he what? Is he fighting at lightweight or
Feather.
Miles fighting at featherweight?
feather or super feather?
The
Feather.
guy's like 6'9". He for real?
You can't go down to feather.
Nah, no way.
Feather.
No.
Skeletor.
Wow.
Skeletor. Shout out to Kate McLaren in the comment section. Dana Coolwell, Lorenz Ladrada. Ladrada coming.
Colwell's cool. Colwell's a class act.
I love Dana. I'm a big fan of.
what's the opponent like?
He's
Do
gonna
we
go
know
to
much about the
featherweight, isn't he?
opponent?
The opponent's 11-2-1.
Isn't he? Didn't he go down to featherweight? Dana?
This one's at featherweight. This one's at featherweight.
That's good.
Is he going to be better at featherweight, guys?
Does he rely on power? Is he a power puncher?
No, boxer.
Yeah, then featherweight's probably better.
Sniper. Sniper.
He's got the black fella eye.
Here we go.
No, but it's a thing.
You're Italian, bro. You're half
Eye,
Italian.
black
You're
fella
half
eye.
Italian.
There's a black fella
Mate.
eye. Look, I got no
Oi,
Italian. I'm
You
Asian.
shout out to
You
I'm
trained
eight.
at the Kimber for 9 years, mate. You got Lebo in you. Stop it.
I'll show you my DNA ancestry. I'm Asian. I've
yeah.
also
Oi.
got Persian.
Shout out to shout out to Dara Foley, your brother, your Irish brother.
But I'm Irish. my
He's Italian, Rob. He's Italian, bro. Don't worry.
me. My wife's Italian. He's
Taylor Robinson, Yoselin Fernandez, Skinny.
Robbo. I don't know if Fernandez is, but Robson can fight.
IBF World Youth Title.
Nice.
Paula Flamo.
that Taylor. She's classy. Great
Benny.
pedigree.
Yeah, Taylor for sure. Taylor's, yeah.
And shout out to Viviana Ruiz in the comment section, doing great stuff in Colombia at the moment with her new coach. She's had 3 fights over there, 3 wins with her new coach. So big shout out to Vivian Ruiz, doing great things.
What a trainer.
Doing great
I don't
things.
care. You can have a new coach. As long as she keeps winning.
Yeah.
As long as she keeps winning, that's all good. Whatever.
And sending money back to Australia to keep the cats fed.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly. Just bring us back to world title and millions, baby, and we'll be happy. Whatever. Give your new coach all the credit.
Stevie says there's going to be an upset with the Nika fight. His boy Louis Masters, he always backs him. Good to see. Stevie's a great guy. Isaac Hardman, Bo Hardis. Bo Hardis out of Canberra, 6-1-0. Hardman 12-1-0. Back at middleweight.
Hardman. I don't know the other guy, but I like Hardman.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to seeing what changes Hardman's made. I think it's going to be really interesting. This will tell a story, this fight. I hope he doesn't just go out and charge and try and bull rush him. I'd like to see him use his boxing skills a little bit more and see a new, more calculated version of him. So I'm excited about that.
He's been saying the whole time he's going back to boxing. Because he reckons he rushed when he went after Zarafa. Shout out to Alex Leopold in the comment section. What do you got, Flemo? Hardman or Bo Hardis?
I'm a fan of Hardman, but I've known Bo for years. We used to, when I was down the AIS, he used to come in and move around with all the guys there. So I know Bo. He's a tough boy. So it'd be good to. I think it'd be a tough fight, but I think Hardman. You'd have to tip him for the win.
Farah Chevalier, Connor Wallace for the WBA, Oceania light heavyweight. Southpaw for Southpaw. We have to start with Flemo on that one.
I think there's something about Ferris. He's just got something. He's just got some X factor about him. So I'm tipping him, but it's going to be a great fight, I think.
Skin.
Yeah, I think Ferris's boxing IQ is a bit better. I think the other guy gets hit a fair bit, so I'm picking Ferris.
Sava.
I think it's more interesting than people think. I think that the style that causes Conor Wallace problems is a more physical pro style. Conor Wallace is a high level amateur, and Faris tends to box a little bit like a high level amateur himself. So I think it's a really interesting fight. I think it's a pick 'em. Again, I'm sitting on the fence a lot tonight, but that fight I think it's way closer than people think, because Faris isn't the guy that is going to go in and bully and drag him into that sort of pro style fight. I think it'll be a nice, clean boxing match. I think it could be a real interesting fight.
Splinter bum.
What's that?
Splinter bum.
Well, I would tell you if I thought I knew who would win, but I think it's a pick 'em.
Righto then. Joel Camilleri, Colin Mazzuti, you start, Sava. And you better pick someone.
Oh, man. I got to pick someone. I like both of them. I am... Cohen. Cohen's going to repeat the trick. I don't know.
Skin.
Yeah, Joel. I think Joel wins. I think he won the first fight. It was close.
Really?
Yeah, I think you won the first.
No, he didn't win the first fight.
You weren't watching. You're emotional. Viv for that night. You're very emotional. You're angry. So yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought Cohen won the first fight.
Flemo.
Both top blokes, like both of them. Got a lot of time for both of them. I just want to see a good fight. I'm not picking anyone.
Nick said Joel won.
You what?
Nick just said Joel won the first fight.
Well, I didn't watch it. I watch highlights. I don't like when I like the fight. I don't watch who wins. I just would enjoy the fights. I don't even know who won. I just enjoyed it.
Maris Briedis,
I think that could be a real good fight, because they both got a lot to prove. This fight means a lot to both of these boys, so I think it could be a real barn burner.
I think
it's going to be a good
fights in Brisbane, and he looked in good shape then. And at the Huni Goodall fight, he was rock solid then, so he's in good shape.
Maris Briedis, Opetaia. Skin.
Dry on points.
Sava.
dry on points. I think he's going to find a way.
Southpaw shit all day. Go Jai.
Yeah.
You should be barred from the sport, you Southpaws. He's terrible fight. Terrible.
I'm up to my sixth kid. 5 of them are right-handed. If my daughter, my newborn daughter's left-handed, she don't even get a say. She's boxing. I don't give a shit.
Look,
I get like I'm speaking to people in the gym today, and a lot of people are picking Briedis, and I think it's fair for them to pick Briedis. But like Skinny keeps saying, we haven't seen Jai lose around yet, so we have no idea where his ceiling is. We've got no idea. There's a massive. All the question marks are over Jai, but you guys were there when we were up in Brisbane the other week, and we were talking to him. That man, them eyes and the way he spoke, I was like, I just believed every word he said. Like, that's a man who truly believes he's going to become a world champion this weekend. Like, it was intense, weren't it? Like, I got goosebumps listening to him. He's not going to be denied. He's going to find a way. I'm convinced.
And I was at the press conference. We saw the press conference today. I was there. Like, the whole room, it's like they turned the air conditioning on. Like, Jai's just listening to their answers, just like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen.
And then they passed him the microphone, and he's grabbed it like this, just like.
He's like, he's got the death stare on him, mate. He's in a
Briedis is a good sport. He's a very good sport.
Great sport.
I thought it was charming today.
I like his hat.
Yeah, crocodile stuff. Yeah.
He was very calculated. Like, and he's been here for 2 weeks. His body clock's adjusted. He's climatized. He's been doing rounds with boys. Luke Medini, Floyd Masson, you know. So he hasn't been mucking around.
Good rounds. What have you heard, mate? Does he look sharp? Does he look dangerous?
Someone tell us something. I need to know what their sparrings look like.
I heard he looked good.
Yeah.
I heard little birdie chop.
I'm not changing my mind. Jai's going to do it. He's going to find a way.
I'm going to go put my babies to sleep. Love you.
We're done. Good to see you, Fleming.
merch
All right,
coming out
Showtime.
soon. I better see you all wearing it. I got one for you.
Stop avoiding
Cindy.
Bilal. Stop avoiding Bilal.
I'm going to send one to Bilal. I'm going to send you one of my hats. Special one saying, with
I'll
love,
make sure it
show me
gets
the money. Mwah.
See you, bud.
Mwah.
Bye.
See you, bud. All right,
Yeah,
boys.
mate.
Love yous. Talk to yous.
Bye.